Night Rider TCF is going to help us demonstrate how to properly put on a blanket. You want to start with your blanket neatly folded. I'll show you how to fold it here in a minute. Then you're going to gently put it up over their withers, get it nice and situated. Buckle your front straps by standing off to the side where you're safe. Once you have the front straps buckled, you can gently tug it into place. You want to make sure that there's enough room in the front that they can breathe when they put their head down, but that it's tight enough that they're not going to slide out of it front ways. Then you unfold and unfold. Reach under for your belly straps. Make sure there are no twists in your belly straps. Make sure you can't get more than a fist beneath them. And then if you have leg straps, then you do have your leg straps. To take off the blanket, you're going to reverse the process of putting it on. So if there are leg straps, you undo the leg straps. Then you undo the belly straps. And I prefer to tuck my belly straps up. Then you fold and fold. Undo the chest straps. And then gently slide off. And you're ready to put it back on again. There are lots and lots and lots of different kinds of blankets and sheets made out of different kinds of material, and it's important that you pick the right one for the right job. We're going to start with this one. This one is a turnout blanket. You can see it's got a tiny bit of a sheen to it. It is waterproof, breathable, windproof, and it is used for turning horses out in nasty weather when they don't have shelter or if they don't have any hair. And this has what's called fill, which is a fluffy layer of insulation in it. So it's good for when temperatures are pretty cold. You can get the same thing in what's called a turnout sheet. It has no fill at all and is just a windproof, waterproof layer. Now, opposed to that is a stable blanket. This is the same idea in that it has fill and it's good for keeping a horse warm, but it does not have any waterproofing on it and it's not made to go outside. When it comes to exercising horses, you'll notice that this blanket is kind of a funny shape. It is called a quarter sheet. This one's made of polar fleece, and it's called a quarter sheet because it just goes over the hindquarters of the horse and behind the saddle, and it's used for keeping the hindquarters warm as you warm them up or cool them down in the winter. Speaking of winter, my favorite combination for getting a hot, wet horse dry while keeping him warm in the winter is this open weave Irish knit sheet covered by a polar fleece sheet. This creates basically a layer of space for the water to evaporate, and then the polar fleece helps wick it off the horse, keeping the polar fleece drier so you don't end up with a wet, cold horse. If your horse is not so wet that you need that extra evaporative layer with the Irish net and the polar fleece, you might end up doing something like this wool blanket just directly on them, or of course there are lots of fleece options that work well for cooling out also.